Hi everyone! In this lesson, I will tell you all about the gender of nouns and how they form their plurals, while at the same time teaching you some common household objects. And of course, some numbers. Let's go! In previous lessons, you have already heard me use ein for a masculine person, like ein Mann, and eine for a feminine person, like eine Frau. This is due to the gender of these nouns. Mann is a masculine noun, while Frau is a feminine noun. And with people, this all still makes sense because their grammatical gender usually corresponds to their biological gender. So far, so easy. But here's already the first exception. Ein Kind, a child, is of course still gonna have a biological gender that is male or female, but the child's grammatical gender is neuter. This becomes apparent when we look at their definite articles. Der Mann, die Frau und das Kind. So der, die and das give us information about the grammatical gender of a noun. And because that is so important, you should always study the definite article with any new noun that you learn. A grammatical phenomenon called declensions is going to entirely depend on the gender of a noun for it to be applied correctly. So, to repeat the most important learnings of this, the German language differentiates between masculine, feminine and neuter nouns. Their corresponding definite articles, der, die and das, will always tell you what gender a noun has. So what is eine and ein again then? These are called indefinite articles, which in English would correspond to the difference between the and a, the man or a man. Interestingly, you cannot really use these to determine a noun's gender. And why not? Because the masculine and the neuter indefinite article have the same form. That is why we will say der Mann, die Frau und das Kind, but ein Mann, eine Frau und ein Kind. Their gender is still different, but the form doesn't tell us which is which. So now that we know enough about genders, let's look at some new words and how they form their plurals, which is the second important point of this lesson. Grab your notepads and note down with me. Der Stuhl, ein Stuhl, die Stühle. Der Stuhl, ein Stuhl, die Stühle. Die Lampe, eine Lampe, die Lampen. Die Lampe, eine Lampe, die Lampen. Das Sofa, ein Sofa, die Sofas. Das Sofa, ein Sofa, die Sofas. Das Buch, ein Buch, die Bücher. Das Buch, ein Buch, die Bücher. Die Tasche, eine Tasche, die Taschen. Die Tasche, eine Tasche, die Taschen. Der Schlüssel, ein Schlüssel, die Schlüssel. Der Schlüssel, ein Schlüssel, die Schlüssel. Das Gemüse, but there is no ein Gemüse. Because in German, vegetable is a noun that cannot be counted, meaning it does not increase in units. Therefore, it does not come with an indefinite article, because it never comes in plural. Gemüse only denotes a category of food and can contain numerous items, but it is still never used in plural. Interesting, huh? Same goes for das Obst, das Obst. Die Milch, die Milch. And der Zucker, der Zucker. Those were enough new words for the moment. Now, I showed you a number of words with their corresponding definite and indefinite articles and their plural forms. Did you identify the rule on how to form the plural of a noun? Really? I didn't. German plurals are chaotic and all over the place. There are some guidelines and categories of plurals, but no definite rules and at least 5 times as many exceptions. Still, let's see what plural categories we can identify. This noun forms its plural by adding n to the end. Okay, nice. This one gets an e at the end, but it also changes its vowel into an umlaut with 2 dots. So Stuhl becomes Stühle. Alright. Here we have a plural with an s at the end. This one takes er while also changing the vowel to an umlaut. Oh nice, here we have another n again. And this last one does not change at all from singular to plural. Does that look like a consistent rule that you can study? To me it doesn't. Now, I don't want to discourage you. You will find many more examples of nouns that add an n to the end in their plural, or an s. And you will definitely come across other nouns that take an umlaut plus er, etc. There are definitely patterns in German plural forms, but studying the rules will not get you too far. Therefore, I encourage you, as I did with the genders, to always study the plural form at the same time with studying the singular. So I mean, instead of just studying Stuhl, study der Stuhl, die Stühle. Der Stuhl, die Stühle. Never just study Stuhl individually by itself. That is, in my view, the more efficient way to master plurals. So from now on, when I introduce new nouns to you, I will always also show you their plural forms. Deal? Oh wait, we actually forgot one category. What about the nouns that do not have a plural? I am sure these exist in your language too. Or can you count 1 air, 2 airs, 3 airs? No, you cannot count air because it does not come in units. Neither do abstract nouns like love or happiness. 2 happinesses? No. Now you will say, but fruit does come in units. I can clearly count them. Yes, you can. And you can also do so in German. But for that you will need to use another noun as a counting tool, like Stück, piece. We do say 3 Stück Obst, 3 pieces of fruit. That works perfectly fine. But we never say 3 Obst. Same goes for milk. You can count bottles of milk, but not milk itself. So these nouns, for example, are never used in plural without the help of a counting noun in German. This is actually a good timing to study some numbers in German as well. At least those from 0 to 10 for now, so you can really start counting things. Let's have a look. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more time. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now you're ready to really start counting things. As usual, I will do one example for you, the rest you can try to do by yourself. As always, pause the video whenever you want to think about your answer, because we're starting right now. Lampe, 7, 7 Lampen, 7 Lampen. Schlüssel, 3, 3 Schlüssel, 3 Schlüssel. Sofa, 5, 5 Sofas, 5 Sofas. Tasche, 2, 2 Taschen, 2 Taschen. Milch, 8. Haha, no plural here. At least not without using other units. And Stuhl, 4. 4 Stühle, 4 Stühle. Excellent job! In the next lesson, we are going to study some very important irregular verbs and how to conjugate them, and how to ask open-ended questions. I'll see you there!